Okay, and I was watching another young lady's video earlier. She was really breaking down some of the ownership papers and the lines of ownership and the shell companies or possibly or whatever. And it seemed like that BAM is possibly either owned by Legally Mine, or they funded the initial startup, or at least the initial purchase of the franchise, and then they purchased stocks. They had stock options, I guess that's what you call it, which they let expire. I don't know if they were options or if they just owned stock, but it seemed like it was options because they were making payments, which is not typically how you buy stock. I don't think. I'm not in the stock market or whatever, except through like Cash App and stuff like that. But they sued their father because they needed money, and he basically cut them off. They weren't getting payments from Legally Mine anymore as shareholders or owners or employees. I don't know what, sounds so shady. And I was just thinking, when it first all started in the Mormon aspect, them being Mormons came out, because Sherlock Holmes is one of my favorite books. That's like my fandom or whatever. And in the stories studying Scarlet, the Latter-day Saints or Mormons, I don't know if they were the same at that time, but it was very similar. That they did the same thing. They were like pushing people out of business and taking over people's, fiancés. Oh, I'm gonna marry her. I got more money than you, and so she should marry me. I can afford more wives, and it was just so crazy. Like the guy, the elders, their sons, were just really uncontrollable, and just it was crazy. And it seems like they still are that same way. ChatGPT was like, well, don't read into it. That was this work of fiction. How come it's still going on now? This is exactly what happened in A Study in Scarlet, except not with a woman. But they basically bullied someone out of their property, and that was why they wanted to marry her, because her dad had a lot of property. And so the guy married her, kidnapped her, married her. She died, and